Welcome to the Social Security Benefits Advocacy Provider Payment System online training. This training is required for all Minnesota Department of Human Services Social Security Benefits Advocacy contracted providers. The Social Security Benefits Advocacy, or SSBA system, assists in the collection, submission, and payment of your Social Security Benefits advocacy services. The SSBA system replaces the current mailing or faxing of SSA 1696s and paper invoices to DHS. Please refer to your user guide as it contains detailed information and explanations of all of the information shown in this online training. The secure online system allows providers to enter client information, access the SSBA system on any web browser at any time, and with a variety of devices such as laptops and tablets, upload client SSA 1696s and award letters, and submit invoices electronically for payment on approved SSI and/or SSDI claims. The SSBA system will instantly verify a client's DHS benefits received, create invoices, pay submitted invoices, and provide immediate feedback with both online and email notifications. The SSBA system is only available for providers of Social Security Benefits Advocacy. SOAR providers and their clients will not use the system at this time. However, development work continues and SOAR providers will be able to use the SSBA system in early 2017. SOAR providers should continue to mail their clients SSA 1696s and invoices to DHS as usual. The SSBA system offers two system roles, a program worker role or a program manager role. Please refer to the section on system roles in the user guide for additional information. Finally, the system offers a simple workflow. You will enter client information as you work with your client and gather documentation. Now, let's take a look at the new SSBA system. After completing this online training and submitting the SSBA System Access Request form, you will need to register in the SSBA system. To register, click the Register button located in the upper right-hand corner on the SSBA homepage. Read our registration disclaimer and click the Go to Registration Page button. Complete all required fields, which are highlighted in red. You will create and enter a username, password, email, and provide additional contact information. Each time you log into the system, you will need to enter your username and password. Click the Register button when finished. The SSBA System Administrator reviews all registration information and either approves or denies your request. An email with additional information will then be sent to you. Once you have registered and been approved by the System Administrator, you will be able to enter case information. To log in, click the Login button located in the upper right-hand corner. Enter your username and password and click the Login button. The system directs you to our welcome page if your login was successful. Please read the welcome page as it will be used to communicate important information. When logged in, your profile name will display in the upper right corner. To log out of the system, click the Logout button, also located in the upper right-hand corner. The SSBA homepage displays news, helpful tips, and information on how to get system help. On the main menu bar, you can access the Homepage tab, our Programs tab, where you will enter your client information, submit invoices, and do most of your work, the SSBA Reports tab, and a Resources tab, where you can access additional information on interpreter services, frequently asked questions, and system training information. Manage your email address, password, and contact information on your profile page. The information on this page is the information you entered when you registered. You can view and edit most of your profile information at any time. To view or update your profile information, click on your username. Then click the Edit Profile button. Your profile page displays the following three tabs. On the Manage User Credentials tab, make changes to your profile name and email address by entering new information into the fields. Click the Update button on this page to save your changes. On the Manage Password tab, Change your SSBA system password. Follow the directions on the page and click the Change Password button to save your changes. On the Manage Profile tab, make changes to your name, your provider's name, address, and phone number. The SSBA system requires all users to change their passwords every 90 days. If you cannot remember your password or if you need to create a new password before 90 days, the system can email you a temporary password. To request a temporary password, click the Login button on the SSBA homepage. Click the Reset Password link on the account login page. Enter your username and type the security code displayed. Click the Reset Password button. The SSBA system immediately sends a temporary password to the email address you provided when you registered or your current email address if changed. This is only a temporary password and you will need to create a new password. To do this, enter your username and temporary password that was emailed to you on the account login page. Click Login. Click on your profile name. Click the Edit Profile button. Select the Manage Password tab. Enter the temporary password in the Current Password field. Enter your new password in the New Password field. Passwords are case sensitive and must be a minimum of 8 characters. You must use at least 3 of the following character types in your password: lowercase letters, uppercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Confirm your new password by typing it again in the Confirm Password field. Click the Change Password button. Providers create a case based on their client's advocacy need. Client advocacy needs are initial application, reconsideration, appeal or administrative law judge hearing, maintain benefits, and maximize benefits. The SSBA system only allows clients to have one client need at a time. For example, when you begin working with your client at the initial application level, select the client need Initial Application. If this same client is denied by the SSA, you will need to manually close a case in the SSBA system. If your client appeals their denial, and you will work with them, create a new case in the SSBA system and use the following client need: reconsideration. Clients can be adults or children applying for Social Security benefits. Depending on your client's advocacy need, the system will ask for slightly different information on each page. Case information cannot be changed or edited once you enter it into the SSBA system. It is very important to make sure the information you enter is accurate before moving to the next page. When information needs to be changed, contact the SSBA system administrator. The SSBA system workflow is as follows. Create a case and establish your client's advocacy need. Upload your client's completed SSA 1696 form. Next, the system verifies DHS benefits your client received and confirms your service enrollment with the SSB Advocacy Program. You will then indicate the SSA benefits requested by your client. Enter your client's SSA application information and disability documentation. After the Social Security Administration makes a decision regarding your client's request for benefits, you will need to enter the SSA's decision into the system. Give your client the SSBA system-generated disability linkage line referral letter. Then submit an electronic invoice on approved SSA decisions. Note, if SSA denies benefits, the system will not create an invoice. Finally, the system closes a case after it has paid the invoice. Let's take a look at how to create a case in the system. In this example, we will create an initial application case and enter all information at once. To create a case, under the Programs tab, select SSB Advocacy Case Management. Click the Create Case button and complete the following fields. In the Provider field, select the correct provider name. Enter your client's Social Security number in the SSN field and indicate your client's need from the Client Need field drop-down menu. Click the Next button. Note, If any of the information you just entered is incorrect, click the Reset button now, and the system brings you back to the Create Case page where you can make changes. Remember that most case information cannot be changed once it has been entered into the system. Or, to cancel the creation of this case, click the Back to Case Management button now. In the Client Information section, enter the following mandatory information: your client's first name, last name, date of birth, gender, and indicate if they will need interpreter services. In the Initial Assessment Completed field, enter the date the client completed their initial assessment with you, the provider. The system refers to the initial assessment completed date as you complete other date fields on upcoming pages. You can enter a past date in this field, for example, December 3rd, 2013, but never a future date. If needed, enter a case note about this client or case. The Case Create Date field displays today's date or the date you entered this case. Click the Create Case button to save this information and to continue. On the SSA 1696 information page, the system displays the following three new fields: the Case Status field, which displays the current case status; the Client Status field, which displays the current status of your client or where your client is at in the SSB advocacy workflow; and the Case Number field displays a case number which is assigned by the system. All other fields in the Case Details section are auto-filled with previously entered information and cannot be changed. Click the Next button and enter your client's address and phone number information. For training purposes, we will only enter the required information. Enter the date your client signed their SSA 1696 and when you sent their SSA 1696 to the Social Security Administration. Due to your contract with DHS, the only fee arrangement allowed is the only one you can select. The fee arrangement language listed is the same language found on the SSA's paper version of the SSA 1696. To upload your client's SSA 1696 form, click the Choose File button. Search for and select your client's SSA 1696 form. The SSBA system only accepts JPEG, GIF, BMP, or PDF file format types. Click the Submit SSA 1696 button to upload your client's SSA 1696 to DHS. After the document is uploaded, it is stored on a secure DHS server and can only be accessed by DHS staff. Uploading of the SSA 1696 form is required, and the system will not allow you to go any further in the workflow. After uploading your client's SSA 1696 form, click the Next button. The system instantly verifies if your client is receiving an SSB Advocacy DHS benefit. A checkmark indicates which benefit or benefits your client is currently receiving. Note, if you think there is an error in the benefits checked or not checked on this page, please contact the system administrator immediately. The following DHS benefits or public assistance programs are eligible for SSB advocacy services at this time: DWP, GA, GRH, 4E or foster care, MFIP, and RCA. Note, your client may be receiving other DHS benefits than the ones listed on this page, such as the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program or food benefits, or medical assistance. Providers can call the Disability Linkage Line at 1-866-333-2466 to get additional information about their client's current DHS benefits. When there are no check marks next to a DHS benefit, it means your client is not currently receiving an SSB Advocacy DHS benefit. You are not eligible to provide SSB advocacy services for this client according to your DHS contract. The system does not allow you to enter additional information about this case. Please call the system administrator at 651-431-6271 to determine if this client has received an eligible SSB Advocacy DHS benefit. It is possible that your client was receiving an eligible DHS benefit while working with you and before they were entered into the SSBA system. The system administrator will review your client's public assistance history and can update the Verify DHS Benefits page if they are eligible, allowing you to continue working with this client and entering information in the system. For providers who already sent DHS their client's SSA 1696, the system administrator has entered this information into the SSBA system up through the Verify DHS Benefits page. The Benefits Verified On field displays the date you viewed this page in the SSB Advocacy workflow. This is a system entered date. Click the Complete Client Enrollment button now. The next step in the workflow is to indicate the type of SSA benefit your client is applying for by selecting the checkbox next to the benefit. Select both checkboxes if your client is applying for both benefits. For training purposes, we will select both benefits. Click the Next button. Depending on which benefits your client is applying for, you may or may not have to answer certain questions in the SSA Advocacy Service Enrollment section. Remember, questions or fields with an asterisk must be completed. Then click the Complete SSA Benefit Request button. Click the Next button. Again, depending on your client's need will depend on the information the SSBA system requests in the SSA Application Information section. Please refer to your user guide for more information on the questions asked for each client need. For training purposes, we will be answering the initial application questions. In the Date SSI Application Submitted field, record the date your client's SSI application was submitted to SSA. This can be a past date and may not match your agency's initial assessment completed date. Record the date your client's SSDI application was submitted to SSA in the Date SSDI Application Submitted field. In the SSDI Application Submitted Online field, select either Yes or No, depending on if your client's SSDI application was submitted online or not. If your client's SSDI application was not submitted online, select the reason from the drop-down menu. Check the box next to the Disabled Adult Childhood Disability Benefits Application Submitted question if this type of application was submitted. When finished, click the Complete SSA Application Information button. The next step is to enter your client's SSA disability documentation. The system moves your client's status from SSA Benefit Requested to SSA Application Information. Click the Next button. Note: dates entered on this page cannot be updated or changed once entered. The SSBA system does not need to know additional or updated date information in order to create an invoice. Again, depending on your client's need will depend on the questions asked in this section. Please refer to your user guide for more information on the questions asked for each client need. We are answering the initial application client need questions. When finished answering the mandatory questions, click the Complete Disability Documentation button. The next step is to enter the Social Security Administration's decision regarding your client's request for SSA benefits. Enter both approved and denied decisions. The system will not generate an invoice for payment until all required fields on all pages in the workflow are completed. SSA decisions can be entered separately or on different days if needed. Click the Edit SSA Decision button and complete the fields in the SSA Decision section. In the SSA Decision field, indicate SSA's decision from the drop-down menu. In the Date SSA Decision Received field, enter the date listed in your client's award letter or the date you first learned of the SSA decision. In the SSA Payment Amount field, enter your client's monthly ongoing SSA payment amount if known. Upload your client's SSA decision letter in the SSA Decision Letter field by clicking the Choose File button. Note: the system only accepts JPEG, GIF, BMP, or PDF file format types. Click the Save SSA Decision button. The next step is to send your client their DLL referral letter. Click the DLL referral letter button now. The SSBA system creates a personalized disability linkage line referral letter for each client depending on if they were approved or denied for Social Security benefits. The DLL referral letter is available as a PDF file and can be printed or saved to your computer. Print the letter and give or mail it to your client. The next step is to review and submit your invoice. The SSBA system automatically creates your client's invoice based on information that has already been entered into the system. If your client is approved for one benefit program, the system will generate one invoice. If your client is approved for both benefit programs, the system will only generate one invoice. SSI and SSDI advocacy services are paid at the same rate. It is the DHS benefits, like GA, GRH, MFIP, etc., that a client is receiving or has received that determines the invoice amount. If SSA denies your client's request for benefits, and after you update the SSA decision page, the system will not create an invoice. To submit an invoice, click the Create Invoice button at the bottom of the SSA decision page. The Case Details section displays information from your client's case record and is view only. The SSA Decision section displays the approved SSA benefit. This information is pulled from the SSA Decision page and is view only. Click the Next button. The Provider Information section displays information from your contract. The Invoice Information section displays the invoice number, which is an SSBA system assigned invoice number, the invoice date, the account code, which is a system created number or code and is used by DHS only, the DHS benefit for invoice, and the invoice amount. These fields are view only. If a change needs to be made to any field in this section, contact the SSBA System Administrator immediately. If all information on the invoice page is correct and you agree to the statement, by checking this box, I certify that the services listed on this invoice have been performed and payment for these services has not been received from the Minnesota Department of Human Services or any other source. Click the checkbox in front of the statement and click the Submit Invoice button. The SSBA System Administrator will receive immediate notification of your submitted pending invoice and will review and either approve, deny, or pend your invoice for more information. The system will send you an email notification of our decision. Do not close your client's case after you submit an invoice. If you close the case before we approve your invoice, you will not be paid. The system automatically closes cases after it pays an invoice. For providers who have recently submitted paper invoices to DHS, we will process them as usual. If your client is in the SSBA system and you have not submitted a paper invoice to DHS, please complete the SSB advocacy workflow. To search for a case or client, enter as much information as you can into the SSB Advocacy Case Management section. When searching for case or client information, you will have access to all of your provider's cases. You can quickly narrow your search results by selecting a case or client status. Or, to view all of your closed cases, select Closed from the Case Status dropdown. Then click the Search button. Clicking the Reset button clears all search criteria and search results. Search results are displayed in the SSB Advocacy Cases section. Each case or client is enclosed in a rectangular box. Page information is displayed as a hyperlink and represents where your client is at in the SSB advocacy workflow. As information is completed and saved on a page, the name of that page will display as a hyperlink in this area. Click on a link to view the information on that page. At the bottom of the page is the total number of cases for this search. Click the forward and backward arrows to move through the search results. Click the single arrows to move page by page, or click the double arrows to move to the first page of the search results or the last page of the search result. The SSBA system will automatically close cases in the following situations: after the system pays your approved invoice, cases that are inactive for more than 1 year, a provider fails to submit requested information, a provider never submits an invoice. Note: providers have 1 year to submit an invoice through the SSBA system after entering favorable SSA decision information on the SSA decision page. When an invoice is denied by the system administrator, when an invalid SSA 1696 was uploaded and a new one was not submitted within a certain time frame, and a provider becomes ineligible to use the SSBA provider payment system. The SSBA system emails the provider with detailed case closure information. The case information remains viewable by the provider who worked with the client last and by the SSBA system administrator for a minimum of 3 years after it is closed. Please review the Closing a Case section in the user guide for more information. All users and the SSBA system administrator may close a case at any time. Once a case is closed, it cannot be reopened. If a case is accidentally closed, you will need to create a new case and re-enter all information. There will be times when you need to manually close a client's case. The system offers a variety of case closure reasons to pick from. Please refer to the section on closing a case in the user guide for additional information. To manually close a case, click the Close Case link on the SSB Advocacy Case Management page. Click the Next button. Select a case close reason from the drop-down menu. The case closed reasons are defined in the user guide. Do not select a reason that includes the words DHS use only. If you select the case close reason of Other Reason, you are required to enter text into the Case Close Other Reason field. All other information on this page is auto-filled by the system and cannot be changed. Click the Close Case button when finished. The system emails the provider detailed case closure information. Back on the SSB Advocacy Case Management page, you can always click the View Case Closed Reason link and view the closed case page and reason for closure. The Provider Activity Report provides a summary of your pending, open, closed, and approved cases, as well as approved, pending, and denied invoices currently in the SSBA system. Only users with the Program Manager role can access and download the Provider Activity Report. To access and download your Provider Activity Report, under the SSBA Reports tab, click on SSB Advocacy Reports, then click on the SSBA Provider Activity Report link. Complete the fields and click the Activity Report Excel Export button. The report is exported as a Microsoft Excel document and can be saved by the provider. Please refer to your user guide for more information about the Provider Activity Report. For system help, the SSBA System Administrator has created a user guide and tip sheets which are always available under the Resources tab. Additional system help is found on the Frequently Asked Questions page, also located under the Resources tab. Or call the SSBA System Administrator at 651-431-6271 or email dhs.ssaadvocacy@state.mn.us. Now that you have completed the SSBA online training, your manager will need to complete the SSBA System Access Request form. The information on this form will help the system administrator verify your agency's information. The SSBA System Access Request form was attached to the email that was sent to your provider announcing the new system. You can also get the form by contacting the SSBA System Administrator. Congratulations, and thank you for completing the Social Security Benefits Advocacy Provider Payment System online training. For your convenience, this training is available to watch at any time by going to the training page located under the Resources tab in the SSBA system.